Hello everybody and welcome back to the repair channel. I had started and I did a live stream actually on this Sprint 2 board from Atari, and I'll put a link in the description of this video to that live stream so you can check that out. Basically we went through, I repaired this right here. Was the one of the amps was fire hot and it had some kind of hackery work on it. Stripped that all down, rebuilt it. That was fixed. Then we went through and I checked all of these RAMs, and turns out 6 of these 8 RAMs were bad, and I needed to order some 2101 RAMs, which I did. I just got those RAMs back, and we are now looking like Sprint 2. So now all I have to do is test out the controls and everything and make sure the controls work and the sounds and go from there. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let me hook up the my controller and all that good stuff, and then we'll see where we're at. Okay, I'm operating car number 1 right now, and I'm going to turn up the amp for car number 1. And what I have found is car number 1 is stuck in first gear. You cannot shift out of first gear. I'll show that. Right now I've got it set in 3rd gear. It's in 3rd gear right now. Steering works. All of the sounds work. Graphics are good. The buttons work. No problem with the buttons. Okay, now I'll try to put it in. It's in 3rd gear right now, so it's just stuck in 1st gear. All right, now I'm going to turn that amp down. I'm going to turn up the amp for car number 2, the black car. Okay. And I'm going to put the gear shifter, make sure it's in 1st gear for car number 2. Coin up. The coin buttons and everything works that way, which is nice. So we'll start 2. Now I'm going to be controlling the black car. And this one is in 1st gear right now. And this one is stuck in 3rd gear. And I think it goes faster than it's supposed to in 3rd gear even. I'm going to turn the oil slicks off. I'm going to restart. I just wanted to turn the oil slicks off. It works. And now we're on random tracks, which is kind of cool. So we'll coin up 2 buttons. It's like, I think this one goes too fast. I can't even control it. I don't know if that's too fast or not. Dang it, I can't control this with nothing. Gosh, go! Yeah, see, that black car is in first gear, but it's stuck in third. And I don't know if it's going faster than it should or not, because I just can't control it very well. But we have speed issues. Gearing issues. It's the gearing's not working. It's stuck in certain gears. So I need to look at the schematic and find out what chip samples the gear. It's probably a mux or something like that. That's bad. So we'll look at that and find out what's going on with this thing. Okay, here I think you got a pretty good shot of the little scope and the board. According to the schematic, the shift inputs for both cars are sampled through F9 right here, which is basically an 8-bit to 1 selector. So it's scanning all of the inputs and it selects all of the inputs and it looks for a high, and if there's a high, basically a high is an on, right? Yeah, so anyway, looking at all these, pins 1 through 6 are the inputs. 1, 2, yeah, that one's floating. Right now I got both cars in first gear, which pin 1 should be high, and it's not. It's kind of floating. Well, that's car 2. Car 2, first gear. Car 2, second car 1. That is pin 3. So pin 3 should be high. When you turn it on, it should go high. That's car 2, third gear. No, it's not. Okay, something ain't right here. Car 1, first gear. Okay, car 1, first gear. So there's car 1, first gear, and it should go high, but it's not high. This is car 1, first gear. And it's not high for some reason. Car 1, second gear is pin 3. Car 1's second gear is right here, and it just stays low. And car 1 third gear is 6. No, it's 5, which is 5, 6, so here's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. You can see it doesn't even go high. It's supposed to go high. Remember, car 2 was stuck in third gear, which would be pin 7. Car 2, third, car 2, 6, not 7, 6. See there, that goes high. Third gear, car 2, that does go high. Second gear, car 2 is pin 4. That's right here. And there's second gear. But it's, remember, it's stuck in third. So it looks like my inputs, except for car 1, oh, there it is. Car 1 high. It was not going high before. And then pin 3 is 2. And that one still won't go high. This chip is no good. This 9312 selector chip has got to be bad. So I am going to replace that. I think it's internally messed up and it's messing with the inputs. What I can do is cut it out of the board and then I'll probe again. And every time I select a gear, it'll go high probably perfectly. So let's turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and clip this chip right out of the board. And this is a common thing on these boards. I've found these 9312s go bad. It's the equivalent, it's the logic equivalent to a LS151, but it's not pin compatible. It's not a direct pin replacement. So, all right, now we'll go ahead and turn it back on. And we'll start with car 1 first gear, which is pin 1. See, it's high. Car 2 pin 1, or car 2 first gear is pin 2, and it's high. And then we go car 1 second gear, high. Second gear, car 2, high. Third gear, car 1, and third gear, car 2. Yeah, see, now it all goes high. So I'll go ahead, unhook, replace that. I've got one right here, 9312, and then we'll try it again. Okay, yep, back on. I got the chip replaced, and hopefully this one's good. I have also experienced some of my 9312 stock was not the greatest. So, yeah, we're back on. Chip's replaced. Let's move over, check out the screen. There we go. Now, we'll give it a play and see if our gears actually change the way that they're supposed to. First we will do player 1. Player 1 only. Let's go with first gear first. It works. Start first gear. Second gear. Third gear. It's starting in third gear. Let's start in first gear. Second gear. Third gear. Okay, I'm going to reset. Okay, now I'm going to turn down the amp for player 1, turn up the amp for player 2. Now one thing I'm going to be looking for here is speed. Remember, this one was way too fast in third gear. So we could have a speed counting issue on this one. But we'll start in first gear. Start off in first. So I'm going to coin twice. And select 2-player. And I'm going to drive the white car. I'm going to just drive it first and foremost right off the screen. And I got no sound. Okay. First gear, way too loud. It was just a pot, dirty pot. Okay, second gear. Third gear. That's first gear. Third gear, starting off in third. We'll see how fast it is. Sound keeps going out on this one. I don't know. The speed is fine. But we've got something going on with sound. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's a bad pot. I'm gonna spray some. Let me turn it down. I'm gonna spray some deoxit down in those pots and work them, because I think that one for player 2 has a bad pot. The speed is fine, so we fixed the gearing and the speed. Okay, so yeah, the player 1 pot, this is player 2, I don't know, or player 1, I don't know if I called this player 2. This is player 1, this is player 2. Player 1, player 2. I replaced this pot, and it's working good now. I replaced it. But I'm not 100% sure that the pot was bad. I'm just going to let it run and see if it starts flaking out. And if it starts flaking out again, I'm going to replace the amp. I'm thinking maybe it was overheating. I don't know. It might just be as simple as the pot, because now it's working fine. The reason I say that is I measure the pot with my meter, and it seems to measure fine. But when current's running through it, I don't know, maybe it breaks down or something. I don't know. So anyway, I replaced the pot. It's working fine now, and I'll show that. All of the gears are working fine. The engine sounds are, all of the noises are fine. And now the the pot volume is working good. So, but I am going to let this thing run for 3 hours like this, periodically checking to make sure it's still working. And if it starts to crackle or fade out or whatever, then I'll replace the amp. It might just be as simple as the pot though, so I don't know, but we'll go ahead and I'll play a little bit. First I'll do a one-player game. I'll just do one players, the white car. Then we'll switch over and do the black car, but I'll go ahead and drive the white car off the track so it's out of the way. So first is white car only, and I turn down the sounds for the other pot so that there's no sounds in the other amp. The white car amp will be turned off. Okay. Let me start in first gear. That's first gear. Now we'll go start in second gear. That's second. Now I'll start in third. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reset. And we're going to now do the black car. And I kind of want to select a different track, which is this button. I guess let's try this one. 2 players. Now I will turn off that amp, turn on the 2-player amp. And it's quiet. I replaced the wrong pot. I replaced the wrong pot. Now I wonder, see now, okay. I don't think this is a pot problem. I kind of think it's the amp. I was wrong. I replaced this pot. It's this one, this amp. And this is the amp that I replaced. And that might be a bad amp. I'm not sure. I think it's a bad amp. So I do have these amps in stock. I used one that the customer sent, and they may be counterfeit. I don't know. So I'm going to put one that I have in stock in here and see what happens. Okay, see, now I've replaced that one with one of mine. And I want to see how it works. So we'll do the same thing and go to 2-player. Okay. Let's do 2 players. Coin, 2-player. And I want to okay. It's not the amp because it's doing the same thing. Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on. It might be the work. I might have to double check the work on there. I don't know. So let me figure out what is going on with this. Alright, so we've got some flaky sounding, not really wanting to work audio on this channel here. The channel in question that was kind of hackeried. And that's player 2. I had to label them because I kept mixing them up. This is player 1. This is player 2. I replaced both of these pots now. And I didn't have 5K pots, so I used 10K. You generally don't want to go down because you lose some adjustability, but you can go up. And it's just a more sensitive, but you have full range of volume control, basically. So I got 10K pots in here. I've been probing around on this and I don't see anything off of the schematic. So everything looks good as far as the circuit. So I'm kind of suspecting maybe some of these green caps are no good. This is the cap right here that couples the sound right here. C61. It couples the audio input into the amp. And then you have all of these other capacitors here. I'm thinking about replacing all of these green caps and then testing them. I'm not going to replace all of these, but because these are decoupling. Decoupling, it's okay if they're a little leaky. If they're in the, I'm talking in the mega ohms, big time. 500 mega ohms type of leakage. But if you have any leakage in a passive, like a signal passive or something, you know, that could cause issues. So, or maybe it's partially open, I don't know. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to replace all of these green capacitors in the audio section. And then we'll go through with my tester, cap tester, and test them out. Okay, I just got these caps all replaced. The little 0.1 microfarad caps. Little yellow guys. And I've got this amp turned all the way down. I got this one turned up a little bit. This is player 2, so let's go ahead and coin up 2 coins. And I'm going to select a different track. Let's go with this. Let's try that track. Let's see if we get audio out of number 2. Okay. Let's park the white car. And here we go. Starting in third gear. Let's go first gear first. First gear. Second gear. And third gear. That's first gear. Third gear. So now we have audio. I'm going to turn down, I'm going to turn that one down, I'm going to turn player 1 up. Now let's play player 1. Third gear. Let's go down to first gear. Setting the engine speed. That's pretty good. Second gear. Third gear. Whoa, that's pretty good. There you go. That seems to be the fix. I am, of course, going to let this thing run, and I'll periodically play it. But yeah, it seemed to be... I'll turn both of them up a little bit. It seemed that the caps were bad. And this one right here was the one that was coupling the audio input to the amp input. But I want to go through and just test these out. So let's do that and see how they look. Okay, I've got one of the caps on the tester right now, and it is right at 100 nanofarads, and that's what these are supposed to be. 0.1 microfarads is 100 nanofarads. I have my scale set to 200 nanofarads, so that tells you this cap has a perfect capacitance. Let's try the next one. And I'll tell you right now, if they come up short, normally these things, caps, electrolytics anyway, will drift high. And that just means that they're old a little bit, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. When a cap drifts low, that usually means that they're leaking. They have leakage. They have high equivalent resistance. And that means they're bad. And this one comes up 82 nanofarads, which is not good. And these are supposed to be probably 1% caps. I don't know. That one's definitely no good. Okay, here's the next. I'm going to check leakage on these things as well. This one is pretty close to 100. That's good. This one is looking not so good. That one's looking not so hot. Let me check this one again. I just want to make sure that this was the one that was like 80 or whatever. No, that one's fine. I'm trying to keep the bad ones separate from the good ones. This is another decent one. This must be the one that was low. Yeah, this one's no good. I want to keep these bad ones separate. And that one's pretty darn good. That one's pretty darn good. That one's okay. And that one's kind of low. We'll put it in the bad pile. And this one right here is the one that was coupling the signal to the amp. And it is great, right at 100. So next test is, I want to look at the leakage in the caps. Okay, now this is my little capacitor leakage tester. This green light should not stay on. What this does is it is checking for electron leakage across the capacitor. And even though, and this is the one that, this is the cap that was the coupling capacitor. And you can see that it is leaky in the multi-mega ohms range. It's never going out. So I just kind of want to go through, I imagine all of these are going to be like this, so I want to go through every one of these and see if any of them actually work good. And I've experienced this many times with these green caps. They break down over time. See, this one's going to stay on all the time too. What these do is they turn into a very, very high value resistor. And what, for just reference, I'll show you what a good 0.1 microfarad capacitor is supposed to look like. Okay. See, now this one is actually going out. It's dimming. So this one is taking forever to fully charge. What that means is when this thing goes out and extinguishes, it means it's fully charged and there's no longer any electrons moving between the two plates. This one, that one that I did, never completely charges. This one is actually just about out now. But took forever. So it's technically working, but it's not very good. I'm going to undo this, and I have a 0.1, a new 0.1 right here. These are the ones I just put in the board. And what I'll do is connect this here, connect this here, and that's how fast the 0.1 microfarad cap should do and extinguish. It's completely extinguished. I'm going to go ahead and just touch this with my fingers. This cap, it'll light back up. See that? And now you let it go. Now it'll fully charge and extinguish that light. And that is how fast it should happen right there. That's this circuit fully charging that capacitor, and then it's stopping conducting. So yeah, these caps are definitely leaky. Now this is one of the bad ones. This cap right here was one of the ones that read bad. We'll hook that up, and I guarantee you this one will never, that light will never go out. It might actually, it actually is going out. So that one's actually okay. That one actually completely extinguished. So you see, some of them are good, some of them are not. The one that I had, the coupling cap never would extinguish. I think that was this one. Not 100% sure. I got it hooked back up, and no, that one is extinguishing. So this must be the coupling cap. That one must be the coupling cap. And you can see it just never extinguishes. Or if it does, it'll take forever, which means it never really, because the circuit's going up and down, it's discharging and charging, but if this thing never really charges, then it's not allowing the signal to fully get through. It's kind of cutting the signal off. Yeah, see that? That's just never going to extinguish. If it never charges fully, then it's never going to discharge fully to properly drive that amp, right? So, yeah. Okay, this thing's been running. My board has been running ever since we started doing that. I'll just go ahead and move this over. And let's give it a play, and hopefully our sound is still there. We'll go to 2-player. I'm going to turn up 2-player amp. Turn down 1-player amp. Okay. And I want to turn this down. And yeah, see, we got good sound now. Okay. And we'll turn that amp down, turn one player up, and play one player. Starting in third gear. Alright, I'm going to reset. Okay, that's a wrap. This baby's good to go. So we had, on this one, on part 2, this is part 2, but part 1 was the live stream, and I will link that down below. We had 6 of 8 RAMs bad, and then once we got that figured out, I had to fix up this area with this amp. Replaced all of those caps. We had leaky caps causing bad signals. I replaced these 2 diodes. I replaced the 2 rectifiers for the audio voltage because they looked old and crispy. So I just went ahead and replaced those. The 9312 here, which sampled the gear switches, was bad. We replaced that, fixed the gear switching. The voltage regulator had been replaced already, and voltage was right at 5, so no problem there. All of the caps had been replaced, no problem there. So yeah, we have a working game. New RAM and a couple chips, 1 chip anyway, right there, and then fixing up this area. And that's it for Sprint 2. Check out the live stream for part 1, and as always, I want to thank everybody for your Patreon and channel membership support. I appreciate every one of you. It really helps. It really helps in doing this to the scale that I do it, as well as coming up with other little helpful circuits and stuff, little circuit boards and whatnot. Appreciate it, and we'll see you all on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.